So a lot of people ask me, Dan, what the hell do you do with all your turkey meat? Well, today I'm gonna go ahead and show you one thing that I do, and that's make sausage out of them. I'm gonna start off by just cutting up a bunch of meat. Got breast meat, got thigh meat. Leg meat isn't very conducive. About the only thing I personally do with leg meat is slow cook it, pull it, use it for a myriad of things, all sorts of stuff. They're making buffalo brats and then buffalo blue cheese brats out of turkey. And yeah, this particular seasoning I bought from Walton Seasonings. They have quite a bit, good options as far as wild game seasonings go. So anyway, gonna get started, gonna cut up this meat. The spices are broken down into 25-pound packages. So I'm gonna do half just because it's a more manageable batch. I'm gonna do half, so I'll do 12.5 pounds per batch. Probably gonna be looking at, want that 30% fat, so close to, yeah, 4 pounds fat and then 8.5 pounds of turkey. Gonna go ahead and start doing that, cutting this up, gonna weigh it out, and then we'll get going on it. So a lot of folks will use pork shoulder for this, which you can definitely do, but you might want to up it a little bit because there's quite a bit of lean in that pork shoulder. I like to get actual fat back. I get it from a local grocery store in their butcher department. A lot of times if you go ask them, they are trimming up pigs every now and then. And I actually ordered, they were nice enough to let me order a 50-pound thing of actual fat back. If you're gonna go with that pork shoulder, it will work, but it does require maybe a little more because it's not straight fat. It's definitely work though. And honestly, it's usually cheaper to get the fat as long as you're getting it through a locker or a grocery store, something like that. The lockers are usually cheaper. Sometimes, back in the day when I lived in rural South Dakota, I could get this pork fat for $1 a pound anytime I wanted. Now I think this ended up costing like $1.79 or something, but either way, it's still a good deal. You're gonna want that fat for the sausage, need that fat for the sausage. Usually a 30% ratio, so 30% fat, 70% lean. But anyway, so this is cut up. So now I'm gonna go slap it right in the freezer and work on my other batches. I guess I'll have 4 batches like this today because I'm doing 50 pounds. So definitely next step needs to be to put it in the freezer, get it hard, get it cold, get it ready. It's been freezing for, gosh, it's been an hour, hour and a half, and you see it's like half frozen. And that's really important when it comes to grinding it. Yeah, so now I'm just gonna load up some of this, and I'm actually gonna run through the coarse head first. Kind of got reminded while I was making summer sausage yesterday of how nice that is to run it through the coarse grinder and then through the fine. It helps start your bind. Real important to have this stuff cold. You always hear that. You always hear, oh, keep it cold, keep it cold. The reason why is the fat and the bind that gets created with that. If it gets too warm, that bind gets messed up, and that's where you get like crumbly, dry sausage. So that's why you keep it cold. If you've ever had bad, dry, crumbly sausage, it's because it wasn't kept cold during preparation. All right, I went ahead and laid a contractor bag down. That's what I use, and I sanitize it. You just gotta keep everything clean, especially when I get to stuffing sausages. So that's what I do. I just disinfect this area, put that down. Works for me. Definitely make sure you're keeping everything sanitized, everything clean when you do this. Do the coarse grind now. Gets me excited. Alright. Always unplug your grinder, especially since we're going to switch over to the fine plate now. I'm actually going to put the seasoning in it now and actually add a little water, which I need to go grab. Go ahead and plug her in. Keeping her safe. All right, getting to grind this end now. Running her back through. It's gonna start your bind to get everything just nice and mixed together. Now the old meat noodles. All the goodness. All the fat, all the turkey. All right, got some ice cold water here. Gonna add, should be about a cup. Now I'm gonna mix it up. Really make sure the bind's right. Nice thing is, like I said about grinding it twice, is you kind of start your bind. Kind of forming it into like a ball, like a big old pizza dough ball or something. Just gonna show you, like, it's like a meatball, right? Could be a meatball. But the fat, see how it just pulled apart uniformly? That's when you know it's like pizza dough or something. It's the bind. You'll hear me say the bind probably a lot. All right, so now these are ready to be stuffed. So I'm gonna grab my casings and get after it. Next step's gonna be casing prep. You're gonna need these casings. These are hog casings, hog intestine. I know, sounds gross, but it's delicious. Gonna rinse them off, both inside and out. Go ahead and do that now. And then I'm gonna soak them in a bowl of water. Pretty simple stuff. And then you're gonna go ahead and just put them in a bowl of warm water. Let them soak for a little bit, so they get a little more pliable. You're gonna take them out and start stuffing sausages. All right, so now I'm gonna stuff the sausages. A couple things. I put the meat or the sausage back in the freezer while I prepped everything to stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that out now. Always a good idea. Just keep it cold whenever you can. So did that. Gonna pull it out. I'm gonna start stuffing. I screwed down my sausage stuffer. Pretty excited about that. So this little guy, I would really like to get a nicer one, but this is the one that I got. I got it off of freaking Amazon where I buy everything. It only holds about 5 pounds, so I'll have to do 3 batches here. But I mean, it works. It works great. It's better than a grinder whenever you're doing this, because when you deal with a grinder without a foot pedal, one of these powerful ones too, are just not a big fan. The only thing I like to use the grinder for as far as stuffing is summer sausage. You're not gonna get blowouts like you would here. So I'm gonna start by putting this meat in here. Get her down a little bit until it kind of starts coming out the tube. Gets close to the end, otherwise you'll have giant air bubbles. Take a little bit of olive oil on my finger, put it on the outside rim of the stuffing tube. And that just allows these casings to slide on just significantly easier. I'm gonna slide it all the way on. Just tie the end. Little old traditional square knot. One thing I personally keep is a really sharp knife, also with a really thin tip. This is like to poke out air bubbles, as well as cut the sausage. Just an old little like crappie bluegill perch fillet knife. Old school stuff. And yeah, the first thing I'm gonna do, because whenever you start pumping air into this, is make a little hole, little prick. All right, now I'm gonna start stuffing. You're gonna wanna keep your hand as kind of a guide, just a little bit of a guide. Sometimes you get carried away, you fill the sausage too much, and then you have a problem with it busting. And you're just gonna keep going. This thing's gonna like curl out on you and then kind of just guide it into a circle. It's kind of like a satisfying part of this. Just been curling it out like a little snake or something. Little meat snake. Went from meat noodles to meat snake. It's exciting stuff, and it's almost lunchtime, so the nice part is, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna go in and eat me some. All right, so just got to the end, gonna back her off a little. Pull it out the end, then you tie it off. Then you have this big ring of sausage, tie it again, and cut my tag end off. And then I'm gonna go through and kind of look for like the spots with a lot of air built up, and in those spots I'm gonna prick them. And you don't wanna make too big of an incision, because then you'll get a tear in that spot. So the next part, making the actual links. So you can do whatever size you want. But yeah, get that, 5, 6 inches. You can kind of form it and stuff, but you're gonna twist. Okay, let's say you twist one way on the first link, then go the second link. Twist the opposite way. Otherwise, your little twists just won't, they'll end up like backwards and undo each other. So there we go, forward. Just gonna tell yourself forward, backwards. These are a little thick, but you're kind of at the mercy of whatever casing you ended up with. All right, forward, then backwards. And one more. All right, and now just for effect, they're all done. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sausages there. And I'm just gonna hold them up for the camera because I like doing that. Look at those suckers. Beautiful. Gonna be delicious. Then go through, cut at your twists. Okay, that one came undone. That one came undone. That's okay. It doesn't really matter. And this is kind of where the sharp knife comes into play. Boom. There you have it. Sausages. Turkey sausages. Ready to go. Bring them on your next hunting trip. Eat them for dinner, eat them for lunch, hell, eat them for breakfast. Yeah, if you liked what you had here, please subscribe. If you have any flavors you'd like me to try, anything like that, anything you want me to touch on for more tutorials on the how-tos and whatnot, please comment below. And yeah, thanks for signing on. Figured I'd make this video because it's that time of year. And maybe if you haven't done it before, you aren't confident, just wanted to show you how easy it was. All right, thanks. Till next time.